struggles in life, and they now understand her better, and they're relating to
Correct.
her. And so it's just beautiful. I get very emotional when I read all these beautiful letters written and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of actors who have been, waiting, to get their opportunities and their moments to shine. Like
Right.
after Jaane Tu, I did a lot of work. I have done a lot of films, but nothing became as big as Jaane Tu, Jaane Na. I mean, the
Correct.
two hits that I had was Grand Masti and Kis Kis Ko Pyar Karoon.
Coming to you yourself and the career so far, I feel, it's very fascinating in a way that, I feel you're one of those very mysterious filmography that you have. And I say it in jest at the same time, because, more often than not with actors, there is a certain sort of a linear path that they go through. Either there
Okay.
is back-to-back stuff and, there is successes and successes, or failures and failures. Yours is not that. Yours is like a mixed bag of everything. I think all actors do face that. But the mysterious part for me is that after the burst out that happened with Jaane Tu about 16 years ago, you
Yeah.
probably did not really get that kind of recognition that you would have liked to. And, and I believe that. I believe that you did not get the due. You did obviously consistent work. But so what is your take on it now, now that you sit here 16 years later after it?
So I believe, Kunal, I think everybody has their own journey. And I have had my own journey, and I've really enjoyed every bit of my journey. Yes, there have been a lot of ups and downs, and yes, I don't. I mean, I would have liked a different trajectory to my career for sure. But the most important thing is the fact that I'm still here and I'm still getting good work. In fact, I'm getting better work today than I ever got 16 years ago. Like
Right.
after Jaane Tu, I did a lot of work. I have done a lot of films, but nothing became as big as Jaane Tu, Jaane Na. I mean, the
Correct.
two hits that I had was Grand Masti and Kis Kis Ko Pyar Karoon,
Yeah.
which were all multi-star cast and all.
Ensemble, yeah.
All ensemble cast and everything. So, and unfortunately, the other projects which I was personally very invested in and I really wanted them to do were like Warning, which I did with
Yes.
Anubhav Sinha
Yes,
Productions,
of course.
which was a beautiful film. It didn't get the promotion it deserved to get and stuff. So, I mean, I guess it was a part of my journey, but coming back to today, I am getting better work. And I think OTT has really been a blessing to me. I think starting from Barot House, I think initially, in the initial days of my career, people were only casting me in pretty girl, good, like, sweet girl next door. And I was getting a bit suffocated with the same kind of roles coming my way. And I think Barot House changed all that for me.
Yes.
They first time saw me in a very, very intense role. And henceforth, I have been getting better roles today. Like I did Freelancer last year, which did really well for us. Then Chalti Rahe Zindagi has been getting a very beautiful response. And then there are many of my projects coming in future. Plus, I'm exploring my, like all my life, my passion for music. I'm kind of getting, I mean, like I'm starting with that as well. In fact, today I have a song which has released called Aao Na.
Oh, awesome.
For an album called Barish Lo-Fi for Juju Baby Music. And Gaurav Das Gupta has given the music for that. So I'm very excited about this new phase in my career, in my life, and I'm making the most of it. Rest though, yaar, I mean, it all depends. Let's see.
True.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just a couple of things on this front. And I will come back to the music part because I just noticed something about it in a small clip that I saw, and I will come back to it.
Okay.
But apart from that, coming back to this, we talk about web. You talked about how it's been, it's benefited everyone in the best way. Everyone's getting work. Everything is out there. Especially you and Zifa have had a good collaboration with Barot House.
Yes.
Now you have Chalti Rahe Zindagi, which is fantastic. My question to you is that even there, do you feel that now that there's so much star power, so to speak, coming into this web world as well, that it's just everything trying to break out in one way or another, stars coming here. I don't mean there is any barrier कि यहाँ पे यही चलना चाहिए या वहाँ पे वही चलना चाहिए, but because of that, do you feel that the purity of having these original stories on OTT gets lost in some way, or more so gets unnoticed because that takes over?
I don't think it is entirely like that.
Mhm.
I think, I think actors should not be restricted to just films or just series or just, one aspect of it. Like, I think
Right.
good roles, good characters, good projects, I think everybody should have the opportunity to do. And I think in the web space, in fact, it's a better space for a lot of actors who have been, waiting, to get their opportunities and their moments to shine. And I think web series and films are, I mean, like web films and all are doing that for them. In fact, on web, that whole thing of, इसको लेते हैं, इसकी market value ज़्यादा है, या इसको इससे box office में, like, we will earn more money. That
Yeah,
those lines are blurring somewhere, because
blurred.
some amazing filmmakers, they are casting on the basis of whether an actor is fitting the character or not.
Hmm.
And they're putting them in the center, whether or not they are a big name or they are not, because they are adding value to the character, they're adding authenticity to the character they've written. And we have so many examples of that right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I think those lines are blurring right now, and I don't see that as an issue. No.
And finally, to round it up, because I mentioned I'll come back to it. So I think, what's you mentioned about the singing part, and how you finally pursuing it so more actively than you did, right? And I did not really feel like nobody really knew that about you, but it was so evident even in the 3-second Jaane Tu Jaane Na clip that just came out. I'm like, oh my God, she's hitting all the notes right. And even though we don't understand music as well as you do and others do, but you still got that, oh my God, she's so good. So I think, it makes so much sense that, you are so good at it and you're finally, doing it. So kudos to you on that. And
Thank you.
my question also to, just round it up on a happy note is that everybody will remember Jaane Tu for all the reasons that they have to. But for me, I think I remember because of the What's This game. I think it's epic. It's so
Oh my
adorable.
God.
And I just have to, like, it's the sweetest thing. It's so deep as well. So I want to ask you, and as well as round it up in a way, that do you still get messages and requests pertaining that specifically? And what's the memory that you will cherish the most about this film forever?
So yes, I still get it from a lot of people. What's this? Oh my God, I still get it like that. There are people who've come up to me, like there's one person who came up to me, a random stranger. He came with a book, and like he just wrote something in the book saying, "What's this?" Page, turn to page, whatever he wrote a page number.
Yeah, yeah.
So I turned to the page, and it's like, it's a person you made smile from his heart, or something
Oh,
as beautiful. Oh my God, it was like such a beautiful moment. And that happens a
exactly.
lot. That happens a lot wherever I go, like when people, if they're not able to meet me directly, and if they're far away, from far away also, they'll do ishara, what's this?
That is so cute.
And I think it's the most beautiful feeling when you get to play a character which has stayed in people's hearts even after 16 years. In
Absolutely.
fact, I should say this, that I did not get so much love when Jaane Tu had released. I'm getting that love now after, I won't say 16 years, because somehow during the lockdown, I don't know, somehow during the lockdown, people suddenly started writing letters to Meghna, open letters to Meghna, where they're expressing their feelings. It was almost as if after 12, 13 years is when people have now understood the character of Meghna and what she went through and her struggles in life, because probably they have faced the same struggles in life and they now understand her better and they're relating to her. And so it's just beautiful. I get very emotional when I read all these beautiful letters written and all that. So yeah, it feels good.
And any memory that you will cherish forever. I don't mean in a funny or anything from the film, or a memory that you will cherish forever.
I think that whole group, that whole team, was just such a beautiful team to work with. I think I'll just take that back with me forever. I think more than any story, it was, like at the end of the day, we tend to forget things, but it's just the emotion that you feel while you're with those people, I think that
Yeah.
stays forever. So I just remember that whole team with so much fondness and so much love. So yeah.
Absolutely. That was still palpable even through one virtual call. I mean, not even a call, virtual, made up
Video.
call. It was so palpable even then. But I really, really hope something about that and everything else, comes up in some capacity later. Thank you so much, Manjari. Such a delight talking to you. Cannot wait
Same
for
here,
Chalti
Kunal.
Rahe
Thank
Zindagi
you.
and everything else you have in store for us.
Thank you so much. Check out my new
Thank you.
song. It's just released today. It's called
I
Na.
will. Now that you mentioned, you're so good at it,
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to look at this. Listen
Thank
to it.
you.
Thank
All
you so
right.
much. Have a good one.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take
See
care.
you.
Bye-bye.